everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at some brand new shirts, or you call them jerseys, or I guess, I don't know what you call them, but these are combat shirts, so they're very similar to the ones that you would wear with a vest setup or some sort of vest harness rig. So this is what we got here. It's like a new version of that from them. A very, very thin material everywhere else through the jersey or shirt or whatever you want to call it, because they are expecting or assuming that you are going to be wearing some sort of vest setup with this. So they don't put any padding in the front of it or anything like that because you're going to have some sort of rig on. So it's thin, it's breathable, it's lightweight, and it's just kind of just geared towards that particular setup, scenario vest setup. So there's some interesting little things with this to kind of help with the vest setup on there. The front, like we talked about, thin, lightweight, just easy flowing material. Nothing too fancy about that. Zippered front with the Mandarin style collar at the top. Hidden zipper, so it's not exposed or flopping around or anything like that. You can zip it down. You could roll this over and just give yourself a normal collar at the top, or have it up, zipped up, and then underneath there and tucked out of the way. So it's not, digging into your throat or anything like that. Not being uncomfortable, basically. At the top right here, which this is something that's kind of different or new, you have some pads up here. Now, typically, if I saw padding up on the top of the shoulders, I'd be like, oh, it's shoulder padded, so to protect you from being shot or something like that. But this, I think, is a little bit different. These two pads, they're separated right here, and they're going to sit right at the top, the apex of your shoulder. These are going to really be for your straps for your vest. So when your vest is coming up over the top of your shoulder, you're going to get this padding right here to just help with the support of that weight and it digging into your shoulder. Pretty smart for a combat shirt because there's really no padding anywhere else, besides the elbow section over here. So having some padding up at the top to reduce that stress on your shoulder, I think is a super smart move. I know that the loadouts for some of the vests out there that you guys put together can be pretty heavy. So having that little bit of padding right there, I think is a lifesaver, really. And then on the top of the shoulder also, you have another little section of padding right there. Now this is gonna sit kind of outside the strap a little bit, but depending on the width of the shoulder strap, could work in to be supportive as well. On the arms, inside of the arm, good heat transfer material right there. And then we've got a Velcro patch for whatever you want to stick on there. Numbers, names, ranks, insignias, whatever it happens to be, you can stick that on the outside. We've got a zippered pocket right here. Again, this is going to be on the arm section. Built-in elbow pads down here. Helpful, yes, depending on if it's always going to stay right on your elbow. With a shirt like this that can be big and blousy and it's not form-fitting to your body. This can rotate around your arm, so it's not always guaranteed that pad is going to be sitting right on your elbow. For the most part, it could be, but it can shift around like there. So the padding is nice. Whether it always stays on your elbow, that is to be determined with any shirt, really. And then, but there's plenty of room inside here to be wearing elbow pads that are stuck to your arm, like an actual form-fitting elbow pad. But that's up to you. And then at the bottom, got a Velcro cuff, so you can keep it nice and tight and tidy and keep stuff from getting in or keeping your sleeves from rolling up. So that's on the front side right there. On the back, pretty much just a back. Nothing fancy going on back here, just straight back. You could put some stuff on the back of this, the decals or whatever, some transfers. But you got to remember that if you're doing that, you have to be careful with the fabric. Some fabrics you can do it with, some you can't. But you're going to be wearing a vest most likely if you're buying this. So putting some stuff on the back of here really doesn't do you any good because you're covering it with your vest or your harness system, whatever you're putting on there. But just the sole factor of these shoulder strap pads up here, that's a seller for me. Nobody else is doing that. This is the first one to have a true combat shirt designed for harness setups with some padding in the top of it. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen it. So I can't believe it's taken so long to figure this out and do it. They've done it. So definitely check them out. If you wear a vest setup and you're just constantly, it hurts your shoulders, This is what you want right here. Check them out. This is the Valken Tango combat shirts. A couple colors right here. This one they call the OCP. I'm not really sure what that stands for. They call it OCP. Looks like multicam to me, but they probably can't call it multicam anymore for whatever reason. So it's OCP. Just a standard woodland print. And then tiger stripe. This is actually more like an Asian tiger stripe because it's got the whites in it and the lighter colors. So a tiger stripe, woodland OCP. They're available through the website. Definitely check these out if you wear a vest. Order yours now through ansgear.com.